Welcome to the Isuzu UTE A-League highlights show for match week 24. We start this week with a postponed round 17 fixture, where the Central Coast Mariners made the trip on Tuesday night to AAMI Park to take on Melbourne City. A win would propel either team into the top six as they look to solidify their finals chances, however both were coming off a short 3-day turnaround. City boss Aurelio Vidmar made 3 changes to his side that beat the Wanderers, bringing in Harrison Delbridge, Zane Schreiber and Kabian Ramani, whilst Warren Moon also rung in the changes, switching up 5 of his starting 11 that drew with Perth.
Regains possession again. Inside and out. City with a start, a little nervous one, and Redmayne harries that away. Here's Andreas Kuhn. Has options in front and wide to Arzani, who also takes a fall. Back to his feet now, lovely ball in from Arzani, still alive for City. Eventually clipped away through Moragas, big chance.
Well, it was wonderful improvisation from Daniel Arzani. Slipped, just see here, gets the body down, and then he's allowed the space, and that's a great ball in.
Kuhn opened up nicely through the Mariners' defence. Here's Kuhn driving into space. A slip in the middle. Kuhn will have a free shot, and the deflection does find its way into the back of the net for the opening goal of the night. And it's Andreas Kuhn again who finds another for Melbourne City. That's worked out well for Bajic. He'll have a go himself. Ricochets off Redmayne.
There's that strike from Aziz Bajic. Another little deflection as well.
Here comes Ramani. Tries to slip it through, does awfully well to find Arzani. Looking to create the space. The introduction, well, that is just delightful. A first touch of the game for Andrew Naboot. And in joins the celebrations, Aurelio Vidmar. That is a very important goal for Melbourne City. Time just ticking away. Inside the final minute at AAMI Park. And maybe one last foray forward. Sabit Nyor finds a bit of space, centering ball, and the pass back into the back of the net for Ali Orgler. Well, it may be a consolation goal in the end, but they won't mind too much. Last year's champions, one step closer to keeping finals prospects intact. They jump into the top 6 with 3 games to go. This round 17 fixture finishes full-time at AAMI Park. Melbourne City 2, Central Coast Mariners 1.
Round 24 got underway on Friday night, with the Central Coast Mariners once again coming off the back of a 3-day turnaround, this time hosting the Brisbane Roar at Polytech Stadium. With 3 rounds to play, this was a do-or-die fixture for both clubs as they looked to keep their slim finals hopes alive, and was also a milestone night for Mariners keeper Andrew Redmayne, who was playing his 300th Isuzu UTE A-League match. Mariners boss Warren Moon once again rung in the changes, this time bringing 6 new faces into his starting 11 that lost to Melbourne City, whilst Roar boss Michael Valkanis made just the 1 change after their draw against Sydney FC, with Georgios Frakas being given the start in midfield.
Just the 1 goal. It came against the Mariners though, his former side. Cross in towards Klein, great header, great goal! 3.5 minutes in, and Andrew Redmayne in match number 300. Well, like this season for the Mariners, it's not coming easy. A set piece, they've conceded from another corner. It's a familiar story. Niall Tom with O'Shea. Ruse gets there, the cutback, oh great save, Redmayne. Sam Klein so close to a second, and that's why he's made more saves than anyone else in the league, Andrew Redmayne. Well, here he is on the boards, a great little turn, Mantell with the chance, oh he scored! Flag goes up for offside.
Well,
it's very
tight.
close, I think.
It is very tight.
Well, they're heading to the lines.
After factual review, there is no offside offence.
There it is.
It's goal.
And they're off again. Jesse Mantell, what a moment. Here's McGarry, couldn't score for love or money last week, and there hits the woodwork. Maragus's ball, a header, and that's two! Nathaniel Blair with his third goal since arriving from Perth in January. And Warren Moon's side have turned it around in the space of 8 second-half minutes. Luda, Salas comes inside, does nicely, cross back post, Henry Hoare is there, off the post. Hayne Eames always giving it away to McNichol. The shot deflected, Redmayne comes, can't get there! And it's in from Jordan Lawton. And Brisbane have spoilt the party. Andrew Redmayne holds his head. Oh, it's cruel. In the 3rd minute of stoppage time. It's a pulsating draw, it's a thrilling finish. But in the end, it's a result that just tears the heart out of both sides. All the oxygen sucked out of Polytech Stadium. It's finished here on the Central Coast. Mariners 2, Brisbane Roar 2.
Melbourne Victory made the trip across the Tasman to Go Media Stadium to take on Auckland FC. The Black Knights had the chance to go top of the table ahead of Newcastle's match, whilst Victory could move into 3rd, at least temporarily. Steve Corica made 2 changes to his side that drew against Adelaide, giving starts to Hiroki Saka and Luka Viselic, whilst Arthur Dillis brought Jason Davidson, Matt Grimaldi and Charles Nduka into his squad after their loss to the Phoenix last weekend.
Nice from Valupale into John Rowe. Now Leno! Franco Leno with his first A-League men's goal opens the scoring at Go Media Stadium. And Jimmy Hilton beaten inside the first quarter of this match. Build up, eye-catching from Valupale and John Rowe. And Victory have a 1-0 advantage. One more play, says Lachlan Keevers. Bouncing in the penalty area, Cosgrove! Leads 11, Sam Cosgrove. And Auckland FC do have an equaliser just as the half-time whistle was about to blow. It fell within the penalty area. A snapshot from Auckland FC's North Star.
The ball tends to slow down and they let Victory get set and then press.
Oh, Vasilic is robbed by Nishan Valupale. He's an on goal, Valupale! Nishan Valupale seizing onto an error and making Auckland FC pay. Nishan Valupale with his 4th goal of the season and what could be one of his most important. Melbourne Victory's lead is restored. It is Brook. It's magnificent from Lachlan Brook. Up into the top corner. And Auckland FC are level again. It's Benton and headed just wide by Sam Cosgrove. As it left his forehead, you expected the net to bulge. Steve Corica has been sent off, sent from the sidelines. A tornado of a football match, an instant A-League classic. Empty tanks, eye-catching goals, punch and counter-punch, yellow and red cards. And at the end of it all, honours even at Go Media Stadium. There's your final score. Auckland FC 2, Melbourne Victory 2.
Adelaide United travelled to McDonald Jones Stadium to take on the top of the table Newcastle Jets, who were looking to extend their lead after Auckland failed to pick up all 3 points, whilst a win for the Reds would see them jump into third place. Newcastle boss Mark Milligan made 3 changes to his side that lost to Macarthur, bringing in Clayton Taylor, Joel Bertolicio and Will Dobson, whilst Adelaide boss Ayrton Andrioli mixed up his starting 11 for the first time in 7 matches by bringing in Luke Dezelle.
Bayless, urged to shoot, Clough. Bertoncello, off the post. So close to 3 in his last 2, Xavier Bertoncello. Clough is off for the Jets. Doesn't have much support though. Rose is arriving. Rose and Smits. Big save from Josh Smits, and what a chance for Lockie Rose.
Such an important moment.
Now, White. Well, from one end of the field to the other. And it's Adelaide who take the lead in Newcastle. Incredible from Ryan White. And Selmo. This could be. It's ALeague who scores for the 3rd time in 4 matches.
After a factual review, the ball is out of play before the goal. Final decision, goal kick.
Wow. Has Brodie Burkett. ALeague making a forward run. And it's Burkett. Nice footwork. And a really sharp save from Delianov. Adams. Oh, they've done it. Wilmering. Wow, deep into stoppage time. And Wilmering has found his first of the season. And what a time to score it. A drama-filled draw here at McDonald Jones Stadium, and it leaves the Premier's Plate on a knife's edge. Newcastle sit 3 points ahead of Auckland with 2 matches remaining. Full time in Newcastle. The Jets 1, Adelaide United 1.
Sydney FC made the short trip across town to CommBank Stadium to take on rivals Western Sydney Wanderers in the Sydney Derby. The home team were playing for pride and hoping to avoid their first ever wooden spoon, whilst the Sky Blues were looking to turn their form around and move themselves up into 3rd spot on the ladder. Wanderers boss Gary Van Egmond made 2 changes to his side that lost to Melbourne City, bringing in Jared Coluccio and Brandon Borrello, while Sydney FC boss Patrick Kisnorbo brought Paul Ocon-Engstler and Piero Quispe back into his starting 11.
Panisopoulos for his good mate Dylan Cicluna, but it's underhit. Here's Arslan. Ahmed Arslan shoots, saved by Lawrence Thomas. Quispe, the cutback, and blocked by Carluccio. Sydney FC right on top in the opening 4.5 minutes. Carluccio again. He certainly brought physicality to the derby. That's a good ball from Camijo for Toure! 4 months without a goal. Less than 20 minutes. And he's got Sydney FC in front. And he goads the red and black fans with a celebration down in front of them. Sydney FC strike first in the decider. Oh, that's a good challenge from Panisopoulos. Borrello! Oh, that had some sting in it. Kisses off the top of the crossbar. The response for a fired-up Brandon Borrello and a Western Sydney Wanderers. With the again ball in, the header from Borrello off the crossbar, the follow-up, and it's in from Craig. If it hits the hand and it's the goal scorer that scores, then it will not stand. That is the rule.
After factual review, there is a handball before the goal. It's a direct free kick.
No, it's off the crossbar from Panasopoulos. Well, they're getting closer. Quintal, it's a great run. Stamanopoulos, brilliant finish. Well, that's the delivery he's been looking for. And look what it means to those Sydney FC players. They come from the bench as well to celebrate down in front of their travelling support. And it is the sky blue side of Sydney that has taken out the decider. It is a result and a performance which pretty much sums up Western Sydney Wanderers' season, that sees them take another step closer to the first ever wooden spoon in the club's A-League history. Finished here at Combank Stadium, courtesy of Toure and Stamatolopoulos. Sydney FC 2, Western Sydney Wanderers 0.
Sunday in the Isuzu UTE A-League saw Wellington Phoenix head to Amy Park to take on Melbourne City. The home side came into the game sat in 6th place, while Wellington were in 8th, although 3 points would see the Knicks move above their opponents. City boss Aurelio Vidmar made 4 changes after his side beat the Mariners in midweek, with Patrick Beach, Andrew Naboo, Samuel Suprayan and Marcus Eunice all added to the starting 11, whilst Wellington interim boss Chris Greenacre made just 1 change for the Knicks, with Tim Payne given the nod to start.
Quinn. Naboo touches it back. Atkinson, part of the build-up here. Nathaniel Atkinson, and now as is Bayage, deflected in. Melbourne City take the lead. And as is Bayage's appetite for goal scoring continues to serve Melbourne City. And they take a big step towards the top 6. Quinn takes the ball and the runners break. Quinn to Eunice. Oh, what a finish! Marcus Eunice puts it in the net. 2-0 for Melbourne City, and a finals place beckons after a deft touch and a real touch of class from Marcus Eunice.
That's a bit of insurance. Inside 10, and then whatever stoppage remains.
Mehmeti, good footwork, and Caputo fires! Oh, for 1! The human highlight reel nearly did it! Marcus Eunice with the overhead kick, and somehow it stays out. Oh, that would have been special. The champions are still to be contended with, and they create a gap from 6th to the rest in the Isuzu UTE A-League men's. Full-time, Melbourne City 2, Wellington Phoenix 0.
And round 24 came to a close in Perth as the Macarthur Bulls travelled to HBF Park to take on the Glory. Melbourne City's win earlier in the day meant the Glory will go another season without reaching the finals, whilst Macarthur needed all 3 points to stay in touch with the top 6 with just 2 games left in the season. Glory boss Adam Griffiths made the 1 change to his side from last time out, bringing in Gabby Popovic, whilst Bulls boss Mile Stajovski left his Macarthur starting 11 unchanged after their 3-2 win over ladder leaders Newcastle last time out.
As a striker, just in behind the front man tonight on the right-hand side.
As well, one back by Pennington, and an early red card 3 minutes in. Well, Macarthur's hopes of travelling west and coming home with 3 points have been dealt a massive potential blow here.
After on-field review, there is no serious foul play offence. The final decision is a yellow card.
Early delivery, it's nearly in for an own goal. Kaltak able to atone in the nick of time. Pennington kept alive by Sutton, lifted in towards Popovic. Not fully cleared, Kaczewski! He has got dynamite in those boots. Sutton winds it in nicely, a hopeful flick, and turned in by Pennington. That's got the fans off their feet, and Nick Pennington has a third goal in as many games against Macarthur this season. In by Pennington, Caltac rose, and it's a fantastic save from Robertson to thwart the Vanuatu central defender. Vickery. Options left and right, still going, Luke Vickery! Oh, what a goal! And that's the response the Bulls needed. Parity restored at HBF, and the substitute delivers the desired impact. Sutton. In from Kolakowski! And it's Popovic who puts Perth back in front. What a place, what a time to get your first A-League goal.
Despotowski's.
Cross over the top for Suleimani. Could he kill it here for Perth Glory? Yes, he can! And it's another debutant A-League scorer who seals the deal. Glory are going back to the winner's circle, and that is what it means. After a 71-day wait, Perth Glory are back on the winners list. 8 games of disappointment wash away on a day that ended their finals hopes mathematically. They still have something to celebrate. The relief and the smiles palpable across the faces of all at HBF Park. They had to work hard for it, but the best things come to those who wait. The full-time score, Perth Glory 3, Macarthur 1.
So with just 2 rounds left to play, the Newcastle Jets retain their 3-point lead at the top of the table over Auckland FC and, depending on results elsewhere, could wrap up the premiership next weekend. Sydney FC, Adelaide United and both Melbourne Victory and City round out the remainder of the top 6 and have all but locked in their finals positions. However, Macarthur and Wellington still have an outside chance of sneaking into the playoff spots. At the bottom of the table, the Central Coast Mariners, Perth Glory and Brisbane Roar are now out of finals contention, whilst the Western Sydney Wanderers will be doing all they can to avoid the dreaded wooden spoon. Join us next week as we round up the penultimate round of the Isuzu A-League season, featuring some key clashes, including Newcastle Jets v Melbourne Victory and Auckland FC versus Central Coast Mariners. We'll see you then.